Really confused by picking him up.
Yep. Yeah, he's still very, I mean, he's not, you know, he's not a brand new cat. You know, he's been around for a few weeks, so this is like he's only been in the house for a few hours. So unfortunately, I've blown the audio stream being shared out on LinkedIn and Facebook by just turning on my audio. So I guess people probably would have been able to hear you, but not me. So I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll let it stream for the time being. And
you can hear it now.
Yeah.
Good.
Very cool. Yeah, because I figured out which button I forgot to press. I was in a little bit of a hurry. So, all right, I'll trim it down to the part where you can start hearing it. But you know, so we'll call it a mulligan to this point. So actually, we were talking about what's going on with the capture the flag and all that stuff. Did you have anything that maybe we could show or something like that, Bob?
Yeah, sure. I can share my screen.
The cat fixed it. Yeah.
So when I logged into Teams as like the guest user that typical attendees are going to be, I noticed that I couldn't pull any data. So I did a little more research, and guests can only see data they create. So they weren't able to pull like anything.
Oh boy.
So that's not going to work because you can't give E5 licenses to everybody. So I started rebuilding it in Blazor. So you can see my screen.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it looks great.
So yeah, that's the just the front page, and then the challenges I've got sitting up in Azure Table Storage for quick and cheap database. And then I still have to build the leaderboard and the register profile. But
nice.
So I mean, yeah, that's about it.
Nice. So this is going to be a lot of fun when we get it done. So for folks watching on the stream and stuff, basically this is going to be a series of challenges that you'll probably only figure out if you're a geek, and it awards points. And we're going to have a leaderboard during the event that people can participate in. The idea is that for folks who go through the challenge, each one of those individual challenges, you'll get a keyword that basically becomes the password that you put back in the original site to unlock your points. So that's the thing that you sort of capture, is that little password that you put in the submit box there and submit it. And if you get it right, you get the points, and it gets put up on the leaderboard. And we are looking at pretty much, setting up a little online store that you can go into and pick merchandise. And the idea is that you'll be able to buy stuff yourself if you're interested. But folks who win or do, well enough in the things like the Capture the Flag challenge or something like that, we'll figure out a way to give out a few good gift certificates to that store. And, that way there you'll be able to, pick out something within that price, or maybe if you want to spend a little more, we'll probably have a few pricier things like some backpacks and, nice hoodies and stuff like that. But there'll be other, simpler stuff that you can get. I'm really looking for it. I can see myself buying a whole bunch of stuff in the store. Like, I really want, a set of mugs and like all of the shirts, and so this could get expensive for me, but it's all for the cause. Really looking forward to these these awesome challenges, and hopefully if people want to participate in building them out too, we're hopefully going to have some time to add a few more challenges here and there. So,
I'm definitely going to put some more challenges in, and the way it is, we can continue to add them at any time. They don't all have to be there.
Nice. So,
but, at least 4 of them are going to be hacking this website right here. So. Some of the challenges are going to direct you to this website, and you have to, register an account. And then just try to hack it. If we go back to the challenges here, like. Here's one: transfer funds. So transfer money from someone else's account to yours while you're signed in as yourself. So there's a way to transfer funds once you're in this website, and if you're logged in as yourself and you transfer money to yourself, that triggers the flag. So there's some really cool things here if you dig in and hack away at this vulnerable website.
That's awesome. So is that available already? Is that something somebody could kind of hack around at, or?
It is live.
Okay. So
budgetbank.azurewebsites.net.
Oh, my daughter's on camera here. Yeah.
Hi. Hi there.
She's trying to find the cat. Hey, Karen.
Hey, Karen.
Well, thank you for showing us that. That is awesome. That's going to be a blast.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, for anybody who happens to be watching from home here, I can actually show. Here, let me share this out so that you can see it. What we're toying around with for the structure of this, and I think I'm sharing there. And there's Andreas. So what we're looking at is having this up in a team Whoops, there's just a little bit of lag here because I'm streaming so many different ways. So, you know, the capture the flag will show up in here in Teams. And I guess we won't be able to embed it exactly this way, but...
No, it's going to have to be an external site at this point. So we'll just do the, you know, the collaboration and conversation in Teams.
Gotcha. All right. So we'll definitely play around with that, but the idea is that we'll have these chat channels that people can communicate with each other through, and we're still getting a grip on exactly what this is going to look like. We're going to set up a virtual venue map and that sort of thing that over the course of the day will be updated with the schedule as to what's in each, you know, pretend room and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to have to find a cool venue map somewhere so that we can, you know, play around with that and have fun with it. Trying to think of a cool, like, venue to pretend that we're having this in, you know, like, oh gosh, what's some, maybe we can pretend to have this at, like, the Heinz Convention Center in Boston or something like that, you know. Nah. What am I thinking? This is Granite State. We got to have it in New Hampshire, so we'll think about that. It could be the Manchester Community College campus, so we'll take a look at that. But I was kind of thinking about going completely virtual and coming up with you know, something different and unique. So we'll play around with that anyway. But one of the ideas that we're looking at is having standing meetings for our partner exhibits. So the sponsors, you know, maybe we'll have a standing meeting in here that that they'll be able to have people just kind of wander into and talk to as if they're, you know, at a table at a conference and stuff like that. So, you know, it'll have a little bit of that feel to it. And there'll be a lot of opportunity for interaction between attendees and speakers even, and the exhibitors throughout the whole Teams channel and all that stuff. So should be a lot of fun as far as that goes. We're definitely putting a lot into it, talking about it almost every night during these code review meetings. So, but let's see. I'm going to pull us out of here for now. So, so Paul, how you doing? It's been a couple of weeks. Everything cool?
Yeah, completed a major project at work, upgrading our ERP system. So that happened last weekend. Spent this week kind of just dealing with tweaking things. So you know, people could just various issues that came up, you know, outside of testing, you know, that type of thing. So, you know, went pretty good.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's kind of been keeping me late at work, and, you know, including Friday night. So that's my life, get my life back now.
Gotcha. Hey, I think I can do together mode now. There we go. So you probably can't see that where you are, but I'm in together mode on Teams itself, so people streaming can see it. But if you want to look at together mode yourself, I guess you have to have a minimum number of people in it. But the three little dots in the top right corner if you drop that down and select Together Mode Preview. And Karen just jumped in. It's
Yeah, I had to get up for a minute. Excuse me.
So we were just talking. I have the view set to Together Mode on the stream. So it's what Microsoft has been sharing with everybody about having what looks like seats. Everybody's sitting in seats in rows. So, so if you look at the Facebook and LinkedIn feeds and stuff like that, whoops, let me pull that back off the screen here. What's Andreas saying? He hasn't been hopping in for a while, but he pings us once in a while through Teams. So.
I look like I need a booster seat.
He says
You and I both.
he says we have hobbits. So yeah, this is a lot of fun, this Together Mode thing, but I guess you have to have a minimum number of people. So Karen, how you doing? Anything new to share tonight?
No, I just drove around aimlessly for hours.
Oh, geesh.
Went up to Lake Willoughby.
That's right.
and
You're
Crystal
taking.
Lake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just doing the leaf peeping.
Yeah. So you're still up in the Great North Woods here in New Hampshire. So.
I'm in Vermont right now. Well, I'm in New Hampshire now, but I was up in Vermont.
Ah.
Yeah.
So are the leaves? Do you think they're peaked or think they're just?
They were nice around Lake Willoughby and Crystal Lake. It was really pretty. It rained all day though, so.
Oh yeah. We really need the water, but.
Right. So I went to St. Johnsbury to a couple of my favorite places there. They have a really a small art gallery with some really good, a decent American collection. They have the Domes of Yosemite by Biederholz, which is really fantastic. They just had it restored. It looks really good.
Well, you were up there. Did you go to King Arthur Flower?
No, I never go there. I went to the Maple Museum, but the gift shop is closed. They usually do a booming business in the summer. They sell maple creamies and maple candy and maple syrup, but it was closed. They're just doing mail order, so they won't let anybody in the door.
Trying to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though I gotta say that was one of the things that I kind of noticed today was as safe as the president's been trying to be, even he can't escape it. So.
Exactly. Well, he's been a little
without a mask though a lot.
Yeah.
He hasn't been as careful as he could be.
So, fact of the matter is, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it. You can use your precautions, but
yeah, I wear a mask all the time. At work, people can take them off in their office, and so it's a little lax, and I have my wife has a family member who's got some health issues, and don't want to don't want to be have her pass away, say her goodbyes over the phone, to a hospital. So
Yes, I fully understand that. What was I going to say? Oh no, I'm definitely advocate wearing a mask, because you don't know who, even if you don't know you have it or you don't have it, you don't know who you might be spreading it to.
Yep.
And, last thing I want to do is be responsible for somebody else's family member getting sick.
Yes.
Yep.
yeah, I got some pretty good custom. My wife's made some that are pretty good fit.
Yep.
I just get the cheap paper ones.
Well, if they start bothering your ears, I started taking headbands and sewing buttons on them for friends of mine who work in the hospital, to put the elastics on the headbands, and that way their ears don't get so chafed over time.
I don't wear it enough to wear them. I don't really. I'm not with. I'm by myself most of the time, so I don't really need to wear it that much. Like right now, in the car. Driving around today, I was in the car. So.
Yeah, I mean, we just need to use common sense, really.
Yeah.
Yep.
Try to stay 6 feet apart. Wear my mask and wash my hands. I wash my hands a lot.
Yep.
That's all you can do.
Yep. So I ended up making some progress with the Azure DevOps pipeline that I've been working with. It's been an interesting transition. I've still got some issues with it, but I'm happy to share it. I'm still getting used to having the kitten running around here. He's right over here now.
Oh.
So my daughter, actually, it's funny because I got my the kitten running around me here, and my daughter is also kind of
facing it.
Yeah. So she might pop in like this here.
Hello.
But
yeah, did you find where to download the artifact?
yes, and actually it was a combination of a couple of things. I had to really get a little bit surprisingly creative with how I published the artifact up to the artifact store and stuff like that. I felt like I shouldn't have to do so much to make that work, but I mean, I say it was a lot, but when you look at it, it's kind of funny. Here, let me share it. All right, go back into sharing my screen. I should really consider getting another machine for actually displaying content, because the lag tends to catch up to me. But so, of course, we've got this project, the Sea Monkeys project, and I've got separate pipelines for each segment of the project. And the recent challenge was updating the project from .NET Core 2 to .NET Core 3, and of course specifically .NET Core 3.1. And the original pipeline, I was able to do a Visual Studio, an MS build process for .NET Core 2. But when I switched to .NET Core 3, it just blew chunks all over the place. And so I ended up having to replace those tasks with newer tasks. So I added this right here, and there were a few tricks that I had to do, like for example, there's already a NuGet restore step, so if I try to restore it during the .NET command line command, it fails. So I had to add the no restore command, and I'm not exactly sure why it fails, but I don't need it to do that anyway. So, I just skip that step by adding the no restore. Let me see if I can zoom this in so you can maybe see it. So, like I say, I had to add this no restore argument. I also had to create a release DevOps build configuration that excludes certain projects and stuff like that I didn't need it to build, particularly local debugging and stuff like that. But in theory, I felt like I should be able to just include this publish command, and the ideal would have been to just let it do everything. But instead, I had to tell it, use this build config, the release DevOps build config. I had to tell it exactly where to put the artifacts, and also tell it, because we've already built it in a previous task, don't build it again. And I tried to combine it, but if you notice in the build task, I was able to give it the solution and have it build, and that worked because it understands the inter-project dependencies. But if I gave it individual projects, those would fail because they wouldn't see the outputs, even if I tried to order them properly according to the dependencies. They just didn't see each other unless I built the solution. But the publish command, I have to publish by the CS projects individually. And I guess the nice part there is that I can skip just down to the projects that I need. In the end, what I get is a bunch of zip files. And if I go in here and look at like the most recent run, the zip files are exactly what I ended up needing. They're just the zip files that contain the projects for each one of the things that has to be published out to an Azure web service. And this actually works. So when we get to the releases, I can edit this release and look at the tasks in it. And I've got one issue with the Swagger stuff going on here, but I can just publish all of these zip files. So this knows where to find it. For each one of these guys, and that was what was in the artifacts folder. So, I mean, it felt a little bit like, I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of, a little bit of a Rube Goldberg machine. You set it up here and you put that there, and by the time it gets over there, it knocks that into the hole and spins around a little funnel, and it just falls into place eventually. It would have been nice to just be able to say, stage these artifacts from this project and just do it, and instead of having to, get so specific with all these different things. But that's kind of feedback that I might bring back to the .NET, the DevOps folks. This is actually, for being an MVP, the product group that sponsors my MVP is the developer technologies tools people, and so feedback, I get to bring feedback to them, and this is something that I'd really love to see them polish out a little bit, but think they've got other constraints. They're trying to make it work mostly in YAML. So if you've ever played with YAML, this is a configuration script that you can actually commit to the source repository and have it build out of it. It's a little bit arcane, and most developers that I know don't really like YAML, but it's become such an industry standard that I don't know that they can easily sidestep it. So,
yeah, while you're at it, ask them to allow bulk edit variables
Okay, that's interesting. We might have to talk about that so I can understand it a little bit better. But
So the tabs up there, you have pipeline tasks and variables.
yeah,
And so if you go over to variables, so you don't have any, but
yeah,
if you've got like a dev stage and a QA stage and a production stage, and you have a variable for each one,
oops,
and you have like 20 variables for each one,
yeah.
and you have to plug them in, it's super tedious. It'd be
Oh,
really nice to have a bulk edit here.
I see what you're saying, because it's like one little variable at a time, and yeah,
And you can't even tab over to the value field either. It doesn't work. You have to click into it.
oof,
But like you said, they're really focusing on YAML, and you can, script that pretty easily. So,
yeah,
but we're using TFS, and YAML isn't supported with TFS builds and releases, so I'm stuck.
gotcha. Yeah, that's good feedback. I'll definitely bring that up, because yeah, I can imagine going crazy with. I mean, even as it was, I've been fighting with this for a little bit now, trying to get it updated. I still don't have it quite right. When I try to run it in this environment that I'm releasing this to, it still has errors. So, to some extent, I should expect that, because I'm replatforming the whole thing. The fact that it works as well as it does is kind of a bonus, I guess. But it would be nice if I could just, change it from version 2 to version 3 and run some tests and have it know that it's good, instead of having to rebuild my, CI/CD pipeline and create a new build, build configuration and all that fun stuff. So,
And you get to do it again next month with version 5.
yeah, I know, and that's exactly what I'm thinking about. Is part of the reason why I'm trying to make sure that I've got this up to 3.1 now is because 3.1 actually, when you stop and think about it, it is currently in production in .NET 2. Well, .NET 2.1 is the long-term service branch, and if you look at .NET Core support, official support policy. So this is the document right here. But basically, I'll zoom this in a little bit so you can read it. But version 2.1, which is what the application was built in, goes out of support next year. So August 21st, 2021. But it's like that's like relatively soon. We've got .NET 3.1 out already. That lasts another year beyond that. .NET 5 coming on the way. It really makes sense to make sure that these things are up to date and running the latest, especially now while we have a little bit of time to do it. So it does happen to be a good time to get these things sorted out for this particular project, and definitely makes sense. For some reason, I was thinking that because like .NET Core 3 actually went out of support before we went into social distancing. So most people don't realize that the non-long-term branches are already long out of support. So,
And 5 is not going to be LTS.
right.
So,
yep,
that's not consideration.
Yeah. In fact, for a lot of projects, it almost makes sense, not to go to 5 right away. If you're doing net new development, go to 5 first. Maybe even take it into production with 5, but be ready to go to 6 as soon as it comes out, because that's going to be the long-term version. So, So this is a really cool document. I've referred to this for a few different projects, and very very important dates to understand, and also understanding the long term release strategy for the different platforms and that sort of thing. So any questions or? Oh, hey, Gabe.
Hey, what's up?
And Andreas. Hey.
I figured I stopped lurking for a second.
Yeah.
Join the party.
So we get the whole gang here. I'm starting to feel like it's my birthday or something here.
Is it?
Say what?
Is it your birthday?
Actually, it's what I tell people all the time. Sunday is my sister's birthday, so.
Oh, cool.
So.
Sure, she would like that you go up on her birthday.
Say what?
I'm sure she liked that you just claim her birthday.
Well, it's only fair because she's my twin sister, so.
Oh.
Happy birthday. You.
Thank you.
Well, I'm not going to do it because where I come from, it's considered bad luck to say it early. It's still 2 days, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, it's still a couple of days away. So actually, she's up. She used to live in North Carolina. She now lives up in actually of all places in Vermont. So, I think she's in Montpelier now. I have not been out to visit her. She's been out here to visit me a couple of times, but
Okay.
so, but anyway, so we'll actually be able to go have dinner on our birthday or something together for the first time in probably 20 years. So, yeah, or at least that's what we're thinking about. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We haven't planned that far ahead yet. So, Gabe, what you been up to?
Trying not to fail school.
Oh boy.
No, I'm actually just fine. I just like saying that. I've had a reason away from failing school, so I'm good.
Any good projects?
I've been writing a couple websites. I do some Cloudflare stuff. That's about it.
I'm sorry, say what?
I've been writing some websites and do some Cloudflare stuff. That's about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I just wanted to come say hi because I haven't been around for a while.
Yeah, it's great to see you. And Andreas hasn't been in forever either, so.
Yeah, the 9 p.m. time slot usually doesn't work for me usually these days because that's our dinner time usually. So. But yeah, I missed you all. So.
Yeah, we've been missing you too, man. Jeez.
Aww.
Yeah. So we've been making progress with Code Camp and stuff like that. I know you've been sort of keeping an eye on things from down in Florida and
we still wanted to have I told you I think a week ago, let's have a jump on a call, but we never did.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but I didn't push for it either, so my bad.
No, sorry about that. I get distracted. It's like squirrel. Yeah.
I understand that.
In Florida? Where?
So. Yeah. That looks really weird in together mode here.
Yeah. Oh. It's together mode. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So what you been up to? You got any good projects going on or anything that you can share or?
For me?
Yeah.
I've been messing around a little bit with Azure spatial anchors, and it's more messy than anything. So it's and getting annoyed with the bad documentation. And it's really bad. So
Oh, that's tough.
it's very inconsistent. Like you have the way you do things and according. Okay, first of all, the documentation for regular spatial anchors. Spatial anchors is a technology of HoloLens to let you put something in space and find it again, right? So there's an API for that. But when you look at the online documentation, there's no link explaining anything for this regular spatial anchors. They direct you to Azure spatial anchors. It's a pay for money, pay service that sits on top of it. Right? And the information about the regular services are notoriously hard to find now. And when you finally get there, they tell you, oh, use this new way of programming against it. Don't use the WinRT way. Use the DirectX something. How do they call it? These brain fart. Anyways, it's a new thing. But you look at the new thing, and it's missing the specific functionality. So it's.
So is it maybe a version mismatch, or the documentation covers a version that they haven't released, or?
I think they're just behind things.
Gotcha.
They're just not up to date yet with their stuff. Yeah, so plus the new stuff they documented, they're really targeting only C++ development. Everything is for DirectX and the regular .NET developers who may have been able to write a UWP app is kind of left behind. And now there's a third-party wrapper wrapping the other third-party wrapper that we could use, but we're so far away from the Microsoft that for enterprise developers it's really not feasible. So that's one of the battles I'm going to fight in the next few weeks to try to make them aware of it.
Oh boy. Well, good luck.
Yeah.
I know I see your name come up in the distribution lists fairly often, but I'm not close enough to the VR, MR, AR stuff to.
Oh, but you spy on it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I keep an eye on it. You know, I like to. Well, especially when I see a name that I know come across the fire hose. You know.
Yeah, but we cannot talk about it.
True. So. Gotcha.
So that's the main thing that's going on. Other than that, we initially planned a vacation for end of this year, but given that the coronavirus cases are rising, I don't know. Wanted to see my parents back in Germany, but I don't think we can travel because right now it's relaxed, but in 2 months from now, it's going to be bad.
Oh boy. Well, so that's one thing I gotta say. If you take today's news, doesn't matter who you are, nobody's immune. Doesn't matter how careful or not careful you are, you know.
So. Oh, it matters because I believe someone probably wasn't very careful.
Yeah, probably.
But I don't know. Let's hope that's not going to get too political over it.
Oh, that'll happen.
We need less politics, not more.
Yeah, I think there's too many more fun things to get excited about, I guess.
So. I like how you're just straight into the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me? Wasn't me. I tried to bully a child.
Yeah, it's you're going Benjamin Button mode. All right. Actually, I just noticed that Joe snuck in. He's not on camera though. He's not in the seat.
Oh,
He couldn't get a ticket.
He's in here, so he can probably hear us, but he's on mute at least, and probably hiding behind a virtual background. So, Joe, you there? No, I guess we've lost Joe, but oh well.
So do I see that right? Is Karen got a haircut?
No, I just had it back. It's my COVID hairdo.
Oh, okay.
I'm afraid to go to the hair salon.
Like a bun.
All right. Well, we're about at time for tonight. Has anybody got any last things to bring up before we call it a night? Or
Oh, famous last word. Okay.
yes.
Now, hope to see you again soon. So, that's all.
Actually, I will do this one more time since I messed up the audio at the beginning of the conversation. I will share TDevConf again. So for the folks at home, I'll try to zoom in here so that you can see this a little bit better. But this is a conference that's actually literally happening tomorrow in Tennessee, but it's virtual, so you can get to it from anywhere. And see if I can make it big enough so that you can actually read that this says register for free right here. Yeah, I showed this earlier on in the talk tonight, but kind of blew it. And a lot of the speakers that are in this are actually also coming to Boston. Excuse me, I keep saying Boston Code Camp for some reason, but Granite State Code Camp. So the good news is that you'll probably be able to catch a session or two here that maybe will be one less choice that you have to make for Granite State Code Camp. And so definitely worth considering, and I'm signed up to be an attendee for it myself and looking forward to catching some of it. So I don't know if I'll be able to catch all of it, but I'll catch what I can of it. And hopefully I will catch you maybe somehow through this tomorrow, or if nothing else, we'll maybe catch you Monday night, or at some point, talking through what's going on with Granite State Code Camp and all that fun stuff. But in the meantime, thank you all for coming, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon.
All right.
Right.
All right.
Next time.
Have a great weekend. Good night.
Good night.
Daddy, you need to see Squirty right now.